I was far behind society and everything else. It was like coming out of a cave, you know what I mean? I never will forget the first night I got released. First day I got released, well, that night, my brother and I went into a Walmart. It just felt like, I had a panic attack. I guess that's what they call it. It just felt like everybody in that store was looking at me like, what is he doing out? What is he doing in here? I mean, I was just totally panicked, you know what I mean?
I was confused, depressed, frustrated at, the assistance that the state was offering newly released offenders coming back into society.
I done did 4.5 years in 3 different prisons. For me, not being from here was more difficult than anything. And not having no family here was even worse. So it was like, when I got out, I had nobody to turn to, and I had to do home detention for 6 months. And they actually sent me to Good News Mission.
When you've spent a decade or more, you've really even lost touch with society. Society has moved on. I was stunned. Well, where's the mailboxes? They're all gone, There used to be a mailbox on every corner, And the debit card, I had no idea I had to even use that. The person that picked me up. So I'll get it for you. I'll handle it for you.
Even though there's a lot of obstacles that a newly released offender will have to deal with, I just persevered by, just being focused on, trying to make sure I have a stable place to continue my development.
One of the philosophies that I've operated under is the belief that change only comes through relationship. And that's one reason why I've kind of designed Indy Grace Place to be not a great big place. It takes 4 men at a time is the max. When you're in that kind of environment, you have to be involved with each other to some extent. I'm not there to be the big boss. I picture my role as more of a mentor, as somebody that's a resource. I don't have all the answers, but I've been through some of the things that they've been through, and I may have some ideas of how to negotiate some of those things that seem like they're really, really difficult to do.
I look at it as a foundation for structure. It's a good environment to really develop, into a productive citizen. That's for sure.
He's not hard on you. Like he don't want to force you to do anything you don't want to do, but at the same time he's still gonna make himself available to help you when you need it. So like I look at that as a humbling experience because I had nobody here. So it was like just to walk into that was like, wow, this guy barely even knows me, but he still wanna give me that help, and it been worked out for the long run. I start my 2nd job today, and he's been very welcoming for that because now I'm gonna be working 2 jobs, so it's like I'm gonna barely be at the house, but he supports me 100%.
How I knew Indy Grace Place was for me, it was because I've been diagnosed with a rare skin condition. By me having that condition, who would want to deal with someone who's just been released from prison and on top of that have a skin condition? I can't think of nobody in the world other than Indy Grace Place, and grace is exactly what God has given me at my stay there.
When I come home, it's typically we have dinner and everybody asks each other how their day was. Like it's a respectful atmosphere that's just like it's overwhelming for everybody goes through something different, and just the interaction with everybody and trying to help one another and strive towards the same goal is like, I've never been a part of anything like that, so it's really a blessing right now for me. So.
While I was at Indy Grace Place, I was able to get my driver's license, successfully completing probation, which has been always a problem for me. But I was able to get a vehicle. Man, it was just so many doors opening up for me. I was able to find the Lord. That's the most exceptional part about being there, is that I was able to find the Lord when He was already there. He's always been in my life, but I submitted myself on December 25th, 2014, due to the fact that, I wanted better, and Indy Grace Place was a great place for me to find that.
If it weren't for Indy Grace Place, honestly, I would be back in prison right now. And Dan knows this. I get frustrated real easy. And when things not going my way, I just tend to just go on and, like I say, do what I want to do to try to make things right, or just to make myself feel good. But being at Indy Grace Place, when I go through them times, I can actually either sit down with Dan or one of the guys and just get it off my chest and then not even think about it anymore. So I just think that if it wasn't for Indy Grace Place, I really would be right back in prison.
So had it not been for Indy Grace Place, there was probably a 95% chance I'd have been on the run.
If it wasn't for Indy Grace Place, I would probably be incarcerated again or dead, because Indy Grace Place have gave me a newfound sense of hope and purpose. So Indy Grace Place is that's the rock to lean on. That's for sure.